when you hear what I've got to say, I'm sure you won't be able to turn your head away.
Back with another episode of The Concrete, episode 29 here. We here with CityGrilleRay. We having another amazing episode. I'm happy that y'all tuning in and subscribing. It's just gonna be another great episode again. We just gonna talk about music and all the stuff that he got going on. So if I ain't introduce yourself well enough, let the people know who you are, man.
What's going on, man? It's your boy CityGrilleRay. Follow me on IG, Facebook Ray Berry, Instagram, CityGrilleRay.
Right. So I always like to start off the show with an icebreaker. So I know you make different type music, which we talk about all the time. Like, you feel me? Like, it's not too many people in your lane, I don't think. So I ain't gonna go that far. So who is your like top 5 artists that you like pull something from to get you? Like, what do you think? Like, it could be from any genre, because I know you listen to different people. You don't only listen to rap, R&B, you listen to a lot of different people. So like,
when you put it in that way, I'm gonna say Thugger. I'm gonna say Vory, for people who know who he is. I'm gonna say Meek, Dirt, Future.
Okay. So that's it. The people that you like. All right, these people, I like what they do, and this is what I listen to. And they sound all right.
They sound
And I
awesome.
definitely feel that. So as far as this music thing, like, how did it come about? Like, where did it start at?
So back in the day, yeah, I rapped, I engineered and stuff like that. You know, I started out doing music videos. I started out, you feel me, recording songs to like GBS, 8th Street, Jitta, and them. Like, I started, you know, recording people, and then I got my feelings hurt. You feel me? And that's where Expressions 1 came from.
Okay. So as far as like your upbringing and stuff like that, like, where did the music part come from? Like, where did you, or it just something that just, some people just get it organically, or it come from somebody? Like, where do you say your music DNA came from?
My music DNA come from, I could say, from my brother, my older cousins and them. Like, growing up hearing them playing, like I said before, like 504 Boys, Mystical and them, and Master P and them. Like, hearing and seeing how they reacted to the music made me be like, damn, I want to be the creator to make y'all react like that.
Just the people, seeing the people react to it, that gave you inspiration. Yeah, it's definitely like that sometimes. I definitely understand that. So as far as your upbringing, you family oriented, like, talk about your family, like what you come from as far as like that got you to this point. Because I know, like, just me knowing you, I know family guy, you a big family guy. So talk about that a little bit.
A lot of my music come like talking to my mom. Like, we talk a lot. She always tell me, like, tell your story. You got a story. So it's like, that's one big thing with the family. My whole family tell me, yo, you got an awesome ass story, man. Just tell it.
Right.
You feel me? Don't worry about what nobody think. Just tell your story. So, like, family wise, you see that my mom, my brother, my cousin Malcolm, like, it's certain people who, like, they pushing.
Right.
And it's like, you know, they just telling me to tell my story. So that's all I've been focused on, just telling my story.
Right, and you definitely need that, because it's not always like, a lot of people always think it's just you, but if you don't got them the people around you letting you know, like, all right, we see what you're doing, we see like everything ain't going right, but we definitely see you keep pushing and you still trying to do something, and you still trying to express yourself in ways. So that's definitely tough just to have that around you. So as far as like music and everything, talk about your first tape. Like, talk about how it came about. What made you get the features? A little bit about it. Just give us like a little rundown about it.
Alright, so Expressions 1 came with me bidding one day, talking to my cousin Malcolm and shit. You feel me? I had a badass relationship experience. My little feelings was hurt. So he was like, damn, instead of, you know, doing what the typicals do and shit like that. You feel me? Put that shit into your music.
Right.
You feel me? Like that. So I started expressing, my feelings, because most men feel like they can't express themselves without getting looked at soft or, like that. So that's where Expressions came from. I started expressing myself. I started, telling my story. Mm-hmm. And Expressions 1 is just like a big ass summary of what all the other expressions gonna be.
Right. I definitely feel that, because I feel like even with all the musicians and stuff like that, like the best music come when you going through stuff.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what's going on in your life, the money you got in your life, you gotta be going through some bullshit to make it hit. Sad part. Like that's just how it is. But you make the greatest music like that. So I understand that. All right. So as far as like, I know we saying how you got the music, but what was your like dreams as far as outside of music? Like, because everybody was doing something before they got to this point. You probably still doing it, but like, what was your dreams outside of music?
Outside of music, feel me? I went to school, for me, dental assistant. I got certificates in that, and I always wanted to be a firefighter. That's like one of my like, if music don't work out,
that's what you gonna do.
So that was something like, you feel me? So I always like think gotta have something to fall back on.
Definitely.
You feel me? If music ain't working, you feel me? I'm working no matter what. So it's like, all right, firefighter. Like I got a lot of things under my belt just besides music.
Right, and that's definitely hard. But you just gotta gain a lot of expertise and stuff, and just figure out sometimes where it take you, because you never know where it might take you or who you might meet.
Yeah.
Trying to do that. So I definitely feel that. So as far as the feedback on your first tape, how did that feel? Because you had a couple nice features on there. So how did it feel about the feedback and what people were saying to you after the tape?
A lot of the feedback was like my sound. My sound was different.
Yeah, unique.
Yeah, my sound. Everybody was like, "Yo, your sound." And then the features, it's like, even when I was working in the studio with some of them features, there's a couple of times I would look at them as I record my part or play my part back, and they'd give me that cut like, damn, okay, like. So, but my features to me like gave me that icing on the cake. You feel me? Like because my sound was so new to everybody, especially where we from. We don't hear what I rap about, what I sing about, what I talk about. So the features was like the icing on the cake. It was like I bring the city to me.
Right. Because now they had to figure out like, all right, he actually like, once you listening to him, like, all right, he sound different. But once you keep listening to him, like, all right, he really got his own sound. And the features that you have on there, I know it gave you confidence to know that you was in there with them, and they like, all right, like these people that I got for my tape, and they actually fooled my music. So that's tough, like, you feel me? And that's just like, it's an experiment, but in your case, it gave you confidence, I would say, right?
Nah, it definitely boosted my confidence, like through the roof. Like it boosted me, like working with some of the people who I listened to for years. Like, damn, like I can't wait to work with them, and then be finally working with them, and they just be vibing and fucking with me and telling me like, yo, like,
right, you doing your thing.
Yeah,
right.
Like, man, it kind of pushed me like through the roof in a little bit. Like my confidence was there.
All right, that goes into my next question. I asked you who your top 5 artists are that you listen to and stuff like that. But who would you think like your top 5 artists in the city of Chester? Like, cause it's a lot of people that make music. It's a lot of people in different lanes. But who you listening to in Chester?
Who I'm listening to?
Yeah.
First, for me, I'm listening to PardiOfOne, my man's band.
Okay.
Like I vibe out them a lot. I'm listening to KG 2600.
Okay.
I'm listening to Jitta. I'm listening to Shoddy. And I put myself first, but I'm not listening to me a lot.
Right. As you should. That's a nice little lineup of people. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And it's just like, you gotta listen to other people, because you gotta figure out where everybody ear going to and how they making this type music. People don't understand that about music. Like, you really have to make music. Like, you don't want to be a trend, or you don't want to sound like nobody, but you gotta figure out how they making people listen and what they doing and how they doing it this way. It's just all about paying attention sometimes. So as far as like in the industry, you told us who you pay attention to, but like, if you could, alright, just like I said, you make different type of music. So if you could create an album picking 2 producers, it don't matter who the producers are, who you picking. If they create your debut album, you get signed and they say you got 2 producers for your budget, who you picking?
Metro and Tone.
Tone the Beat Bully?
Yeah, Tone the Beat Bully.
That's tough. That would definitely be tough. Like, that combination right there.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand, like, Metro tough,
yeah.
but Tone tough too. Like, that combination right there would be definitely for a debut album. And for you, I definitely feel like Tone can make something for you, your sound, and Metro gonna give it that bang.
Yeah, he gonna give me that.
Yeah,
them vibes.
Right. So I know, like, this music stuff is ups and downs, just like your stuff is called expressions. Sometimes our expressions can be happy, sometimes they can be sad, sometimes they can be up, sometimes they can be down. So tell me about a time that you was like, I don't know, like, maybe this music thing not for me, or maybe I need to, because we all been there, like, you feel me, like, that's a part of the game.
Definitely.
So, like, tell me about a time where you, like, almost lost your confidence, but rather than you lose your confidence, you learned something from it.
So, back to, like, the feature part, I was in the studio, you feel me? Like, prior to the studio, I was on Instagram and I was in my feelings one day, like, damn, like, I leaked one little thing and I didn't get the reaction I wanted. That made me be like, man, I'm hanging this shit up. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't know that.
You done put in 5 hours of work to post a snippet. Now you talking
about
I'm
hanging this shit. Swear to God, you feel me?
It get like that though.
One of my features inboxed me, was like, and this how he became a feature. He inboxed me, was like, what you hanging up? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm ready to sell everything, like, you know me. Fuck it. Like, he like, nah, man, what's going on and shit? And he was like, man, I'm gonna come over that joint and I'm gonna vibe out with you. Right. When he came over, I played like 4 to 5 tracks. By the time we got to track 2 though, he was like, yo, you got something that I ain't heard from nobody, like, in our area.
Right.
You got something. He was like, man, if you hang it up, teach me for me, like, what you over here doing, man. Right. Like, you feel me? So after that, like, that's when we came up with our track. Man, and like I said, I thought I was gonna be like, you know, like, damn, I'm working with so-and-so, and it turned out to be like, we both was like that, like, I'm working with,
like, cause y'all knew y'all had something, y'all
something. Like, we both was excited, like, in a way,
right?
And it's like, but I really thought about hanging it up, like, I posted a snippet, man, and like, and I even put the little thumbs up and the thumbs down joint, like, on the ground. Niggas was hitting the thumbs down. I'm like, oh nah, man, I'm done.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
When you put that up there, though, people don't understand. Sometimes people clicking their photo and they can be making a mistake and just clicking that just because they going through it so fast. So don't feel discouraged. I go through that all the time. So, all right, you told me about a time like that where you got discouraged and stuff like that. But tell me about a time like you was most confident. Like, I know it could be in that same situation too, because you said you was like you got discouraged, but when you seen him and everything. But just tell me about another time when you was most confident. Like, all right, because your sound is what can I say? Everybody not going get onto it. Yeah, gravitate to it first listen. So what would you say like a time you felt most confident about your sound?
Was when I was on Jay's show, on his podcast or whatever. He played my song Cash Out. Mm-hmm. And at first I felt like he called me melodic, and I'm like, damn, why not be melodic? Why can't this be an artist?
But
like,
you don't even know that's like
yeah. You feel me? So at first I'm like, damn, why gotta be that? And then once I start hearing like the cast that he had on his show and the way they was talking about me, and he was like, nah, bro, you gonna fuck with this one, and he playing it, and I'm saying everybody, wow, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I'm cool, it's cool,
yeah,
I'm melodic.
Yeah, I'm melodic today, man. You feel me? But like, they was older than like our generation, and I seen like, damn, if I got our generation bobbing, and I got the older generation
bobbing, yeah.
You feel me? I might be on to something.
Right,
you feel me?
Definitely.
Yeah, so that's when I really like, it's safe for me to see the older crowd really fooling with me, for me to really be like, damn, I got it.
Okay. That's what's up. So as far as your new music, like what's going on with that, man?
So like, at first, like, you know, I was working on a whole different project before Expressions 2. A whole different project. More so like an experiment project, you know, trying different sounds. Mm-hmm. And then I got a call from me, like, I lost my cousin Mo in a car accident. Or whatever like that.
Right, R.I.P. Mo, man.
R.I.P. Mo. But I got a call, I lost Mo. And you know, we've been since here, if anybody knows. So it's like that put me in a different headspace. And I came home, smoked, chill, and I said it to myself, man, it's time for expression. I gotta express this one. I ain't see this one coming.
Right.
And it's like that happened, and so much more started happening. And it's like, damn, it's like I gotta keep telling this story. Now it's like I'm not just telling my story no more. I'm telling Mo's story. I'm telling my man's Eli story.
Right.
I'm telling Izzu's story. Like I'm telling everybody's story now. Now it's like I'm becoming. You feel me? I ain't gonna say the voice because main man say the voice, but I call myself the heart in a way. I'm starting to become the heart.
Right.
You feel me? Because now it's time to speak the truth. It's time to express myself.
Right.
So that's where I start. Expression. It's time for expressions too.
Right.
It's time to let everybody know how I feel. Like that.
Right. So with expressions too, like where you gonna go at this time as far as features? Like you accomplished something great on your first one, but like I know you trying to outdo yourself because you never thought you was gonna get those people on your joint. So I know with the next joint you trying to come with something crazy. Like where do you think you gonna go with it? You gonna keep it no features or you gonna add some features to it?
I'm gonna give y'all some insight. I definitely got some features. I got some features, but I kind of gave everybody what they wanted this time in a way. I kind of I brought the trenches.
Okay.
You feel me out. Everybody everybody know I can do the singing. Talk to the women. From I kind of gave everybody what they wanted. So,
so you're spitting a little bit on this. Yeah. That's tough. That's a way to change up, man. You gotta keep them you feel me? Keep them surprised.
Yeah. Very versatile. Very, very, very.
Gotta keep them surprised. So, I know a lot of kids watch the podcast. They tune into the concrete. They fool with your music. And a lot of kids from where we from, how music is, music like basketball, football, it go hand in hand. You know how many kids want to do it. So what would you tell those kids that watch this, know your story, know what you went through, listen to your music, and want to create their own sound? What would you tell them?
First thing I'm gonna tell them is don't be afraid to be yourself. You ain't gotta bust no gats to sell records, bro. Right. Be yourself. I don't care if you hoop. I don't care if you work at Family Dollar and you know how to make music, bro. Work at Family Dollar and make music.
Talk about it.
Yeah, you feel me?
Work up.
Be yourself, though. That's one biggest thing I tell young boys that's paying attention. And somebody that's on my level where I'm at. Don't be afraid to be yourself.
That's all. So, man, this is the Concrete episode 29 right here with my guy CityGrilleRay. You feel me? We came and tapped in with him. You feel me? Make sure y'all keep commenting, y'all keep subscribing, and man, keep tuning into my man music, man. Expressions 2 coming soon.